Good morning, welcome back to Community Couch Time. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, and we decided to take a little trip out to the park because being at home is just that it can be rough, right? Like just being there constantly. But of course we're taking all precautions. We are wearing our masks, we have our hand sanitizer, we make sure to be safe, and then we're gonna head right back home immediately after this. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking a lot about 2020 and graduation, and how our seniors are just really going to have a really different type of graduation than any other graduating class before. And so it's making me think a lot about graduation. And so I know I've shared with some of y'all before that when I was in high school, I actually went to a regular high school, and then I went to continuation high school, and so that's where I graduated from. So my graduation was a little bit different as well, but not quite as different as the 2020 class, right? And so it made me really think of like milestones, and even though the 2020 graduates are going to have a very different type of graduation, they also are going to be able to say that they graduated in one of the most historic times in US history, which is pretty amazing also. And so I wanted to share a quick story with you about after I graduated from high school. I went to community college, Oxnard Community College. I know I've shared that with y'all before. And so I was working as a teller at a bank, Wells Fargo in Oxnard. I was working there while I was in school, right? So it was the way that I was able to pay for childcare and other things like that while I was in school. And I remember that one Saturday was kind of slow, so I had taken some applications for Cal State Northridge actually. And I was filling out my application and I had my transcripts out, and one of the tellers that was there just for the summer had said to me, like, you know, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, thinking of applying to Cal State Northridge. And so this person who I've never seen again since that summer said, you know, let me look at your transcripts, do you mind? I'm like, yeah, go for it. And he's like, oh, your grades are actually really good. Why don't you apply to one of the UCs? And so I was like, oh, okay, maybe. I didn't really understand what that meant at the time. And so I went ahead and decided to apply to UCLA. And so that was like the summer-ish, and then I applied like, you know, November, December-ish. And you usually get your letters of either the acceptance or not acceptance a few months after that. And so I remember somebody telling me that if you get a letter and it's folded and it's like a skinny envelope, it's usually you know, thank you for applying, but you know, you weren't admitted. But if you get a larger envelope and it's thicker, it's usually your acceptance letter and then all the other papers you need, like, you know, things having to do with like your living expenses, tuition, financial aid, all of that kind of stuff. And so one day I was watching with a bunch of friends and family members the fight between Oscar de la Hoya and Pernell Whitaker. We were getting ready. It was like the pre-show gathering, you know, you have like the TV outside and the couches and all that. And back then we didn't have like LCD projectors or like flat screen TVs, so it was like a big old huge TV outside. And my mom and my stepdad park in front, and they get off and they start walking towards me, and my mom hands me this large envelope and it has UCLA on it. And I didn't even open it. Like, I was already like ecstatic, jumping for joy. All of the people there were big time like fans of UCLA athletics. They were like a bunch of sports nuts, and so everybody was all excited, like, yeah, you're gonna get us tickets, you're gonna get us tickets to the games and stuff like that. And so I'm thinking a lot about how you know, graduating from a continuation high school, I never really expected that to be a possibility, but I went for it, and I worked my butt off, and I was able to accomplish that. And so now I have my degree from UCLA. So I wanted to share that with you all. And for today's Community Couch Time Daily Journal, what I would like for you to share is some type of an accomplishment that you didn't expect, but that you were able to achieve. Thank you, and have a great day.